तुम्हाला असं इतर वेळेसही सांगत असतो, पण आज चांगली संधी मिळाली. सो आय रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑनरेबल अनिल खरनार सर, प्लीज deliver his nice lecture to my student of TYBSc, and also I hope he will give some guidance on career in mathematics, in teaching and in other field also. So please give your valuable guidance to our students, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, all of you. First of all, yeah, yeah. Myself, Dr. Anil Khernar. First of all, I would like to thank the principal of the college, Professor Arvind Chaudhary sir, Principal of Arts, Commerce and Science College, Bodhwar, District Jagav. Also, I would like to thank Head of the Department of Mathematics, Dr. R.T. More sir. Also, I would like to thank the management of the college for giving me an opportunity to share my views on metric spaces, in particularly connectedness and compactness or completeness with the students. So I thank you all first. Okay, now we'll start the lecture. Yeah. Yeah. So I will just share the screen. Okay, and I will use OneNote, type the notes. Okay, let us start with notes. Yeah. I think let's start with this. Yeah, and I will start the presentation. Yeah, I hope you are able to see the presentation. Are you able to see the presentation?
No, sir.
No. Presentation, I mean screen.
Yes.
My screen.
Now. Yes, sir. Yes, it is visible, sir.
It is visible right now. Okay. Yeah. So, first thing I want to share is that why we have to learn mathematics. This is the basic question. Yeah, it is tool for all other sciences, first of all, like physics, chemistry, biology also, electronics, and computer science and statistics are part of mathematics. Okay, this is the first thing. Now, what we are learning in calculus or in analysis from 11th standard in mathematics, okay, you learn first of all limit, continuity, derivative and integration. And you are finding all those things, you are learning all those things for functions. So very important thing in mathematics. Actually, it starts with sets, and after set, it will define Cartesian product of set, then relation on set, and then function. So what is a function? So function is a relation which assigns every element of one set to unique element of some other set. Usually we'll write like this: f from A to B, and we'll write f of x, okay, and we'll denote this f of x by y, for example. Then we know where is x. X is in A, and where f of x will go, so y is equal to f of x that will go in B, and this set A is called domain of function f. This is called domain of function f. This B is called codomain, right? This x is called independent variable. This y is called dependent variable. Because y depends on x. So this relates x and y actually. Yes? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this relates x and y. Okay. So y depends on x. But so this is only y here. Y depends only on x. Now sometimes it may happen that there is one thing which depends on two things. So at that time you are learning this type of things, f of xy, and we'll write that z. Z is equal to f of xy. So here z depends on x and y. So x and y are independent variable, and z is dependent variable. So this is a function, but here variables are two. And you have learned calculus of this type of function y is equal to f of x in first year BSc. Calculus of this type of function z is equal to f of xy maybe in second year BSc. This is called functions of several variables. That is called calculus of functions of several variables. In first year BSc, you are saying calculus of functions of one variable, or calculus of functions, those are real valued function of real variable. These are the words I hope you are familiar with. So actually, function is a model. Function is a model. For example, we know Newton's second law, force is equal to mass into acceleration. So force depends on two things, mass and acceleration. So how this law comes? Take different masses, apply different forces to those masses, and measure the acceleration of all those masses. You will find in all the cases, if you multiply by mass and acceleration, you will get the force. So this experiment is done in laboratory, and after that observation, what conclusion is made between these variables? F is a variable, M is a variable, A is a variable. The conclusion is made is that how they relate, they are related by this formula. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Actually, you may write force is a function of mass and acceleration. Okay, so if F is equal to M into A, so F is a function of mass and acceleration. F is the dependent variable that depends on mass and acceleration, you may say. So you may write A is equal to F by M, and you may say A is a function of F and M. Anything. And therefore, if some problem is there in the nature, you can relate by that thing by these type of things. Few something is depends on other things, and take all those things that depends on that, and then you just put them in a relation. Then that is called a mathematical model for that. And actually, that is nothing but a function. So that can be related by many ways. For example, we'll write f of x, y, z is equal to x square plus e raised to xy plus x into y into z. anything you can write. So this is how these variables are related, x, y, z. And you may call this as W, for example. W is equal to f of x, y, z. So W depends on x, y, and z. And how it is related to this is how it is related. So that is the mathematical model. So function means mathematical model. Why we have to do this? If you have mathematical model, that means if you have a function in your hand, you can use calculus to analyze that function. To analyze that function means what? Whether this function is continuous, whether this function is differentiable. If it is differentiable, then you can think of at which point it has maximum, at which point it has minimum. You can learn all those things. And therefore, mathematical modeling is a subject in the area of research in mathematics, and people are doing very huge research in that area also. The real life problems you have, and you have to write a model for it. You have to write a function for it. And if once you have a function, you can use mathematics for that function. And now in FYBSc and SYBSc also, you have done these type of things, and you have used, for example, in FYBSc this thing, absolute value, mod of A minus B. What it gives? It gives the distance. The distance between A and B. Distance between A and B. Now, why this concept is used? Because to say that there you are saying limit of f of x as x tends to A is L. So this tends to means approaches, so you are measuring distance between x and A. Okay, and so this is the absolute value metric. So when you have 2 points, that means points in R2, okay, then how to measure distance between points in R2? That means if you have x1, y1 and x1, y1, so don't use mod at that time, so I use D. Okay, so what is distance between x1, y1 and x2, y2? So we know that is square root of x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 square. This is called Euclidean distance. You can generalize this for R3. So I have taken points in R2 here, x1, y1, x2, y2 points in R2, and this is the distance. So actually distance is something, okay, so if x is a non-empty set, x is a non-empty set, and D is a function from x cross x to 0 infinity having some properties. What is the property? First is D of xy is same as D of yx for all xy belongs to x. D of xy, so xy we are taking, that means x comma y is in x cross x, okay. It is always positive. In some books that is taken as first property, that means D of xy is always greater or equal 0. But as I have taken it as a function from x cross x to 0 infinity, that property automatically comes there. And second is D of xy is less equal D of xz plus D of zy for all x, y, z in x. This property is called symmetry, and this property is called triangle inequality. This is called triangle inequality. Okay, that is symmetry, and this is triangle inequality. And remember that the first property you may write as D of xy is greater or equal 0 for all xy, but that is already comes here in, as I have taken as a function from x cross x to 0 infinity. And therefore, if some D satisfies these properties, then D is called a distance. Then D is called the distance function. And in that case, this set X with D, we'll write like this, it's called a metric space. It's very simple. Okay, so this is just one set and one distance function on that set. Then it is called a metric space. Okay. So for example, if you take a set of real numbers and you define d of xy is equal to mod of x minus y, then this mod satisfies all those properties those you are learning FYBSc, and therefore this R, sometimes denoted by this, okay, is a metric space. In short, we'll get MS is a metric space. Okay, and in most of the time it is just denoted by R1. R1 means R with absolute value metric, or this is called usual metric. Okay, so it's called usual metric, or absolute value metric. And second example I will see is that consider R2 and define distance like that. What we have done here, x1, distance between x1, y1 and x2, y2 is nothing but square root of x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 square. Okay, and then this R2 with this D is a metric space. One more metric. So you can take any set X and define D of xy is equal to 0 if x is equal to y, and is equal to 1 if x is not equal to y. I think symmetry and one property one should write, that greater equal 0, that will come here. Okay, so we'll write this as 2, this as 3, and here we'll write 1, that d of xy is 0 if and only if x is equal to y. That is one forget to write. Okay, that is also the property. Okay, so distance between 2 points is 0 if and only these points are same. This is the property. That is the first property. Second is the symmetry. Third is triangle equality. The first may be sometimes called homogeneity or like that. Okay, or so when it is 0, so this property is there. And you know that then with this definition of distance, this xd is a metric space. See, distance is either 0 or 1, is a metric space. And this is called discrete metric space. Discrete metric space. Now most of the time it is, if R is the set, then it is denoted by RD. So this is discrete metric on R. Okay, discrete metric on R with discrete metric space. So remember here distance is either 0 or 1. Okay, now the important thing you have defined in metric spaces is the open ball, BAR. Okay, so or a neighborhood sometimes it's called. So A is in X and R is greater than 0, then BAR is all y belongs to X such that D of AY is less than R. Okay, this is called open ball. This is called open ball. Okay, and so natural first question will come about it, that what are the open balls in R. For example, if you have usual metric on R, then what is open ball in R? Okay, so this is equal to interval actually A minus R to A plus R, an open interval, in usual metric, in usual metric on R. Okay, now this open ball is nothing but interior of sphere. That means you have to take in R2. So let us take, I hope you are following me. Are you following me, all the students? Please reply someone. Hello.
Hello sir. Yes,
Hello.
they know all these. It is better to start from compact, focus on compact
Am
and
I audible?
connectedness.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Yeah, wait, I'm not able to hear you. There may be some problem.
You are audible, sir.
Um, yes, am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes. I am audible, sir.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Sir,
fine. Now I'm able to.
this topic, I think it is covered by student. So it is better
Okay.
to focus on compact and connectedness.
Yeah, I have to go there. Okay, but without knowing these things, so that's why I have revised it. So we are reaching to that topic. Okay, we are reaching to that topic. So BAR. So what is open ball in R2? So there you are getting. If you write the set, you are getting xy belongs to R2 such that d of AB and xy. So we are getting square root of x minus a square plus y minus b square is less than r, for example. Okay, is less than r. And so if you take square, you are getting interior of circle. So what is this? Interior of a circle with center AB and radius R. And radius R. Okay. So if you draw this in R2, okay, if you draw this in R2, then yeah. So here we have point AB. And this is distance R. And so all points inside this circle, that is your neighborhood here. Okay, that is your open ball here. Now, what are open balls in RD? Okay, so in discrete metric space, BAR, either it is just singleton A if your R is less than or equal to 1, or it is whole space. It is whole space X if R is strictly greater than 1. So this is what I want to say about open balls. Now similarly, you can ask yourself two questions because those are important. What are open sets in R1, R2 and RD, discrete matrix? What are closed sets in R1, R2 and RD? So I hope you know all those things. As sir said, all of you have done this. So I hope you know all these. What are the open sets and what are the closed sets? What is the form of open sets? What is the form of closed sets in all these? And now we have to come to connectedness. Okay, we'll do connectedness. So connected sets in metric spaces. Metric spaces. Okay, so let XD be a metric space. And A is subset of X. Then X is, A is when A is corrected if there does not exist sets U comma V subset of X such that A is equal to U union V, U intersection V is equal to phi. In fact, U intersection V closure is phi, and U closure intersection V is also phi. So this is called, if such set exists, then that is called separation of A. Okay, if such sets exist, separation, that is called separation of set A. Okay, so to say A is to be connected, there should not exist a separation. There should not exist a separation. I hope you are familiar with the symbol V closure and U closure. That means the smallest closed set containing V, smallest closed set containing V. V closure means, U closure means that is closure of U. So we actually, in terms of limit pointers, you can define contains U and all limit points of U, and that is closed set. Okay. So this is the one definition. There is one more definition, one simple definition. Or if otherwise this set is said to be disconnected. If it is not connected, then it is called disconnected. If set A is not connected, then it is called disconnected. Okay, so our definition also will write. So A is disconnected if there exists U subset of X such that U subset of A, let's say U subset of A, such that U is, I will write in symbols, U is not equal to phi, U is open and closed in A, and that is proper subset. That is proper subset. U is subset of A, but U is not equal to A. Okay, U is not equal to A, U is not equal to phi, and U is open and closed set in A. If such a set exists, then it is called disconnected. That means set A is disconnected, and otherwise it is said to be connected if such set doesn't exist, which is both open and closed. Okay, so you can take that definition or this definition, both are the same. Now question is, what are connected subset of R? Connected subsets of R. So what are connected subsets of R? If we take our set A is equal to 0 to 1 subset of R, is A connected? So whether you can separate this set. So answer is no. Why it is not? We cannot separate. We will see by taking after a few examples. Okay. So is A connected? Yes. Yes. But if you take B is equal to 0, 1 union 3 to 100, for example, as a subset of R, this is your set, then B is not connected. Then B is not connected. Because you can choose U is equal to 0, 1 and V is equal to 3 to 100. Okay, then you know what is U closure. Okay, then what is U closure? What is U closure? If U is open interval 0, 1, then what is U closure? Yes?
Yes,
Vaishnavi? To say? If U is open interval 0, 1, then what is U closure? Closure of open interval. In R1 we are talking, it's R1. Someone please try. So closure means that set will be there, that will come, but some new elements will be added in that set. Those are limit points of that set. What are the limit points of open interval 0, 1? What are the limit points? Those you have to add. Open interval 0, 1 is definitely going to become, but it is something larger than that. What is it? Yes, someone please try.
Pooja, or anybody please give answer.
So it's close interval, right? Close interval 0, 1 is the closure of open interval 0, 1. What is closure of this? Closure of this is 3 to 100. Always remember that closure of that end points. Whenever we have interval, the end points will be added in the closure. If they are already there, then no problem. So closure of close interval 0, 1 is close interval 0, 1 because there is nothing to add. But when you have open interval, then this becomes, and you can see it satisfies that condition. Which condition of disconnectedness? I mean, okay. So there doesn't exist, we are saying, but here exists. Their union is A. So if you take U and V, their union, that is the B here. Okay. Now our new set is B. So their union is B. The U and V are non-empty, and U intersection V closure and all those things you can write. Okay. So it is empty. Okay. For example, U closure intersection V, that is also empty, and V closure intersection U, that is also empty. Here they are clearly separated, so there is nothing. This is a very simple example. Okay, and that's why we say that this B is not connected. Okay, B is not connected. But we can think of one more set. Okay. Okay, I will take C is equal to 0 to 1 union 1 to 4. Okay, now just 1 is not taken. You may write this is, you may just write it is actually 0 to 4, but we are removing point 1 from it. We are minus 1. You are removing 1 point from it. Now my question is whether this is connected. Now again we can write this as U union V, where U is equal to open interval 0, 1 and V is equal to again open interval 1 to 4. Again same question, what is U closure? Then U closure is again close interval 0, 1. What is V closure? V closure is also close interval 1 to 4. And again you observe that what is U closure intersection V, you will get it is to be 5. U intersection V closure, that is also 5. Okay, so you will get that. And therefore this C is not connected. So we are able to find such sets. Okay, therefore C is not connected. Okay. Now what are, I think you are getting little bit idea. If you just break that thing from 1, okay, so somewhere we have 0, we have somewhere 1, and then somewhere we have 4. So if you break it, if you remove 1 point, so this is the set you are talking about, but just you remove 1.1, then it becomes disconnected. Okay. So actually connected sets of R, we are talking about here R, connected subsets of R, nothing but only intervals. It may be open or closed, not union of interval. The set, whole set should be interval. That is the connected set. Okay, therefore connected sets in R are only intervals. So you have to take interval, then it is connected. If you take anything different than interval, that is not connected. So that is fine. Now what about R2 again? Okay, what about R2? So we'll take R2, we'll take one set for example. See how I'm taking, I will take X, Y such that X is strictly greater than Y, for example. This is my set. Okay, so let us try to draw this set. So we know y is equal to x is a line passing through origin. Okay, so this line passing through origin, y is equal to x. So above y will increase, and to the right x will increase, but it says that x is greater than y, so we have this part. So this is the part actually, that is our set A. All points in that part. That means in first quadrant it contains second, fourth quadrant and third quadrant points and so on. Right of this line, because this line is y is equal to x, and we want x to be greater than y. So this is the case. In that region, x is greater than y. Okay. Therefore, my question is this set connected? So when we are in R2, just try to see whether you can join any two points without going outside the set. For example, I take here one point and here one point. Can we join? Yes, we can join. Can we join them by line? Yes, we can join. Not necessarily line. You can take any path. For example, I have taken this. They can be joined. And therefore, this is connected. Therefore, A is connected. Therefore, A is connected. Okay, and if we can think of different examples. For example, you can take union of two sets where one set is left point, that means x less than 0, another set is x greater than 0. Just remove the point y-axis from that set, then you are getting, then that is disconnected. Okay, so if I take b is equal to xy such that either x is greater than 0, so at that time you take anything, so x greater than 0, and at that time you can take any y, or x less than 0 and you can take any y. But we can't take x is equal to 0, remember that, and we can't take x is equal to 0. Okay, so we can, then just x is not equal to 0. So in other words, how you write this set? So that x is not equal to 0. You take all point, just x is not equal to 0. All x, but x is not 0. That means you are removing y-axis. So you can write that set as, we'll write xy such that x is strictly greater than 0. You can take any y, union other set is xy such that x is less than 0. That means to the left of this axis and to the right of y-axis. The right of y-axis and left of y-axis we are considering, and then we are calling this as u union v. So clearly u and v are non-empty and they satisfy the condition. Their union is b, and what is u closure? What is u closure? So I have given here what is u is this first set. So what is u closure here? X greater than 0. So x greater than 0 means this is the, if I let us draw it again here. So in which part we have x greater than 0? So this is the part. This is your u, because in that part you have x greater than 0. So what is u closure? But remember, x is equal to 0 is not included. This line is not included in u. Okay, because x is strictly greater than 0, and on that line x is 0. So what is the, yeah, what is the closures now? Which points, extra points are going to be added? I hope you are getting what are you following me? Students, please reply. Are you following me? समजतंय का मी काय सांगतो?
Yes, sir.
हो सर.
हा, आता तुम्ही फक्त मला हे सांगा की इथे जे आपण यू जो कन्सिडर केला एक्स ग्रेटर दॅन 0 राईट साइडचा पार्ट R2 मधला, त्यात एक्स इज इक्वल टू 0 म्हणजे वाय ऍक्सिस घेतलेला नाहीये, तर त्याचा क्लोजर काय येईल? क्लोजर म्हणजे त्याच्यावर कोणते पॉइंट्स ऍड होतील, लिमिट पॉइंट्स की जे त्याच्यामध्ये नाहीयेत, असे कोणते पॉइंट्स ऍड होतील सांगता येईल का तुम्हाला? तुम्ही याच्या किती जवळ पॉईंट घेतला तरी तो तुमच्या याच्यामध्ये आहे, यू मध्ये आहे, फक्त याच्यावरचे वाय ऍक्सिस वरचे पॉईंट तुमच्या यू या सेट मध्ये नाहीये. तर मग यू क्लोजर घ्यायचा झाला तर कोणते पॉइंट्स ऍड होतील? फॉर एक्झाम्पल, if you take points on y-axis, then whether that point on y-axis becomes a limit point of u? Yes, because what is the definition of limit point? If you draw any neighborhood about that point, it contains point of that set, and that is possible here. किती छोटा neighborhood, किती छोटं सर्कल काढलं y-axis वरच्या पॉइंट वर, तर त्याच्यामध्ये राईट साईडचे पॉईंट येणारच आहे, म्हणजे यूचे पॉईंट येणारच आहे. म्हणजे वाय ऍक्सिसवरचे सर्व पॉईंट हे यूचे लिमिट पॉईंट होतील, त्यामध्ये क्लोजर मध्ये येतील. म्हणजे फक्त ते वाय ऍक्सिस तुम्हाला इन्क्लूड करायचं त्याच्यामध्ये, म्हणजे जस्ट एक्स इज ग्रेटर इक्वल 0. Okay, this is U closure, and similarly you can write V closure. Okay, similarly you can write V closure. So what is V closure? It is XY such that Y is less equal 0. Okay, and now you can observe that U closure intersection V is phi, and U intersection V closure is also phi. Okay, both are phi. Remember, U closure intersection V closure is not phi, because now both contains y-axis, therefore their intersection is y-axis. But we are not talking about U closure intersection V closure. We are talking about U closure intersection V and U intersection V closure. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and therefore this
Yes,
set
sir.
B is disconnected. B is disconnected. Okay, and now come to the RD, discrete metric space, RD. So as we have defined open balls, and we know what are the open sets in discrete metric space, so we know
सर ज्वाइन होता है. हेलो सर.
yeah, I think there was a disconnection. Now it's fine now. Is that fine? Yeah, there was a disconnection.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
So what I'm trying to say, if you take any subset of RD, okay, then we know that in discrete metric space every set is open as well as closed. And if you take cardinality of that set is greater or equal to, that means it contains at least two elements. Then you can write U as one element set, and you can take V as U complement. That means all remaining elements can be taken in V. Now, since both U and V are open and closed, you are getting all those properties are satisfied. That is U intersection, because V closure is V. Remember that. What is U closure in that case? U closure is U, and V closure is also V, because they are closed. So you are getting U intersection V closure is phi, and U closure intersection V is also phi. Okay, so it satisfies, and their union is A. So that is how we have chosen that actually. Okay, but complement in A, that means A minus. That is complement in A where we are taking. Okay, so for example, if we are in R, if we are in RD, I will take A is equal to open interval 0, 1. Okay, this is subset of R, and I ask whether this is connected. So A is not connected. It is connected in usual metric space, but it is not connected in discrete metric space. Because how we will write this A? A can be written as U union V, where U is equal to, I will take just half. And what is V? Open interval 0, 1 minus half. So except that point, all points we have taken V. Then you are getting they are different. Okay, U intersection V closure is phi. U closure intersection V is phi. And therefore we have a separation, and therefore A is disconnected. That's it. Okay, so actually then if you take cardinality is greater or equal to, then that set becomes disconnected. Therefore what are the connected subsets of discrete metric space? Only singletons. Okay, therefore connected sets in discrete metric space are only singletons. Only singleton sets. So why I have done this? If connectedness comes, then what are the connected subsets of R? You should know. What are the connected subsets of R2? You should know. And what are the connected subsets of discrete metric space? So this is important. These three metric spaces are important. If some set is given in this metric space, you should be able to say whether it is connected or not. In R and the discrete metric space, I have written the correct statement. Correct statement, I mean final statement that gives the complete information. That in usual metric space R, some set is connected if and only if it is an interval. फक्त इंटरव्हलच पाहिजे तरच ते कनेक्टेड. दोन इंटरव्हलची युनियन पण चालणार नाही. आणि सिंगलटन सेटला तुम्ही इंटरव्हल म्हणा तिथं बरं का. सिंगलटन सेट्स आर कनेक्टेड देअर ऑल्सो. ऍक्च्युअली सिंगलटन सेट्स आर कनेक्टेड इन एव्हरी metric space. That is not a problem. Okay. And in discrete metric space, it is or singletons are only connected. You could take any other set that is disconnected. Because if its coordinate is greater or equal to, we have seen already that is disconnected. I hope you understood this. Are you following this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now come to the compactness. Okay. Now our time is already over. Okay. But just give a little bit idea. Different picture. Compact metric spaces. So there are many definitions of compact metric spaces. Okay, so whether you have done it or not, I don't know in the class, but some metric space is said to be some subset of metric space is said to be compact if you consider any open cover of that set, it has a finite subcover. So as far as complete metric spaces are concerned, if subset is closed and bounded, then it is compact. Okay, so every closed and bounded set in usual metric space that means R, I am writing with absolute value metric, okay, or it's compact. So you just have to say what is the bounded, when it is said to be bounded, if it is contained in some open ball, okay, some open ball. Okay. So for example, we'll take A is equal to close interval 0 to 1 subset of R. So is it closed first of all? Is it closed set in R? A?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is closed. Is it bounded? Yes, it is bounded, because you can say that it is contained in, take open ball about 0 of radius 10. No need to take 10, you can take smaller also, okay. And therefore it is bounded. Okay. So if it is contained in some open ball, then it is bounded. If it is closed and bounded, therefore it is compact. Therefore A is compact. Okay. If I take B is equal to, I'll take one side closed and one open. Is it compact? Is B compact in R, usual metric?
Please give answer, anybody? This is open interval 01.
Yeah, am I audible?
Sir, join.
Yeah, again there are the
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay. I'm using Wi-Fi and as well as modem and mobile and everything I'm using. Okay, then also there is a problem. Anyway, okay. So what about this set? I have taken just single two element set. It's not interval 1 and 2. Whether it is closed. Whether it is closed. Singleton 1 and 2.
Please give answer.
That means two element set.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Once a limit
So
point 1
it is closed. Is it bounded?
Correct.
Yes, sir. Bounded. Yes.
And therefore it is compact.
It's bounded.
It is compact.
So it is compact.
If you take any finite set, then it is compact. Remember, okay. If you take any finite set, it is compact. Okay. Now, I will take some set D is equal to. I will take 0 to infinity. Is this set closed? First of all,
Yes. Yes, sir. Bounded.
no, it is closed because 0 is there and all limit points are contained. Don't try to include infinity. Okay, because infinity is not a real number. Remember that. Okay. So 0 to infinity. So there is no. You cannot say some point is in R which is limit point of this set and which is not in this set. म्हणजे असा एखादा पॉईंट देता येईल की तुम्हाला जो या सेटचा लिमिट पॉईंट आहे पण तो या सेटमध्ये नाहीये असं नाही देता येणार कारण 0च्या लेफ्ट साईडला तुम्ही जाऊ शकता फक्त पॉईंट शोधायला राईट साईडला तुम्हाला जाताच येणार नाही ते सगळे या सेटचेच पॉईंट आहेत पण लेफ्ट साईडला जायचा प्रयत्न केला 0च्या लेफ्टला तर तो त्याचा लिमिट पॉईंट होणारच नाही बरोबर कारण तुम्हाला तिथे ओपन बॉल मिळेल की जो त्या या सेटला इंटरसेक्ट करणार नाही 0च्या तिकडेच राहील लेफ्टलाच राहील कारण क्लोज आहे 0 कडनं म्हणून त्यामुळे हा सेट क्लोज आहे आता पुढचा प्रश्न दिस इज अ क्लोज सेट इट इज क्लोज्ड दिस इज क्लोज्ड नेक्स्ट इज इट बाउंडेड तुम्हाला हा एका ओपन बॉल मध्ये सांगता येईल का हा एका ओपन बॉल मध्ये कंटेन आहे असं सांगता येईल का हा एखाद्या ओपन बॉल मध्ये कंटेन आहे 0 टू इन्फिनिटी पूर्ण ओपन बॉल म्हणजे त्याला सेंटर देता यायला पाहिजे आणि त्याला रेडियस देता यायला पाहिजे त्या सेंटरला तेवढ्या रेडियसचा ओपन बॉल घेतला तर हा सेट त्याच्यामध्ये कंटेन होईल आणि आर मध्ये ओपन बॉल म्हणजे इंटरव्हलच असतात मी सांगितलं
Yes,
पण ते
sir.
कशा फॉर्मचे असतात ए मायनस आर टू ए प्लस आर अशा फॉर्मचे असतात तर तुम्हाला दिस इज कंटेंट इन ए मायनस आर टू ए प्लस आर असा ए आणि आर देता येईल का
Yes, sir. Yes.
what is a and what is r
A is the center and R is the radius.
so what is center here झिरो टू इन्फिनिटीला क्लोज करायला काय सेंटर घ्यावं लागेल हॅलो हॅलो एम आय ऑडिबल
Yes, sir.
हा सो
Yes, sir.
काय सेंटर
Yes, sir.
सांगा बरं हा मग
सांगता येत नसेल तर मग तुम्ही सांगा तसं सांगता येत
ए आर आहे ना तुम्ही जर सेंटर घेतात येणार नाही 0 टू इन्फिनिटी काय सेंटर घेणार तुम्ही सेंटर घेतात येणार नाही मध्ये त्याचा काढताच येणार नाही आणि तुम्हाला रेडियस फायनाईट लागते ए पण फायनाईट लागतो पण इथे इन्फिनिटी पर्यंत जायचंय तर शक्य आहे का असं करणं आर इन्फिनिटी घेता येत नाही तर ए तुम्ही काय घेणार म्हणजे तुम्हाला हा एका ओपन बॉल मध्ये कव्हर करता येणार इन्फिनिटी पर्यंत गेलो ना तेव्हा हा क्लोज आहे पण नॉट बाउंडेड तुम्ही जेव्हा इन्फिनिटीकडे जाताना तेव्हा नॉट बाउंडेड लक्षात ठेवा बाउंडेड नाही आणि त्यामुळे क्लोज आहे पण बाउंडेड नाहीये त्यामुळे काय होणार तो इट इज नॉट हॅलो
Compact. Is not compact.
इज नॉट कॉम्पॅक्ट
येस सर
नॉट कॉम्पॅक्ट डी इज नॉट कॉम्पॅक्ट ओके सो फायनाईट पाहिजे म्हणजे असं इन्फिनिटीकडे जायला नको दॅट्स इट नाऊ मी विचारलं सेट ऑफ नॅचरल नंबर हा घेतला सबसेट ऑफ आर तर हा कॉम्पॅक्ट आहे का मला डायरेक्ट सांगू शकतो कुणी आता सेट ऑफ नॅचरल म्हणजे 1 2 3 अँड सो ऑन हा कॉम्पॅक्ट आहे का
No, sir. It's not
No.
compact.
का
It is not bounded.
इट इज नॉट बाउंडेड बरोबर
Infinite number असतात नॅचरल नंबर
इट इज नॉट बाउंडेड बाउंडेड नसल्यामुळे हा कॉम्पॅक्ट होणार नाही मग तुम्ही आता क्यू घेतला समजा क्यू घेतला नॅचरल नंबर सबसेट हा कॉम्पॅक्ट आहे का
नॉट कॉम्पॅक्ट
नॉट कॉम्पॅक्ट परत तेच आता एन वरती क्लोज होता एन इज क्लोज बट नॉट बाउंडेड हिअर क्यू इज नॉट क्लोज अँड नॉट बाउंडेड दोन्ही पण नाही क्लोज पण नाही आणि बाउंडेड पण नाही इट इज नॉट कॉम्पॅक्ट ओके तर तुम्हाला आरचा कोणताही सबसेट दिला तो सांगता यायला पाहिजे की हा कॉम्पॅक्ट आहे का की नाही हे सांगता यायला पाहिजे. आरचा सक्सेस दिला तर युज्युअल मॅट्रिक्स स्पेसमध्ये. आता आपली वेळ संपलेली आहे, पण हेच प्रश्न तुम्हाला पुढे विचारायचे आहे की आरडी डिस्क्रीट मेट्रिक स्पेस मध्ये कोणते कॉम्पॅक्ट सेट राहतील आणि R2 मध्ये कोणते कॉम्पॅक्ट सेट राहतील. R2 मध्ये आर सारखंच होणार, फायनाईट आणि बाउंडेड पाहिजे. बाउंडेड म्हणजे कोणत्या तरी सर्कल मध्ये त्याला एनक्लोज करता यायला पाहिजे, ते असेल तेच कॉम्पॅक्ट होईल, दुसरे नाही. क्लोज पण पाहिजे, बाउंडेड पण पाहिजे. आणि डिस्क्रीट मेट्रिक स्पेस मध्ये मात्र तुम्ही कोणताही फायनाईट सबसेट घेतला तरच तो कॉम्पॅक्ट होतो. तुम्ही इन्फायनाईट सबसेट घेतला तर तो कॉम्पॅक्ट होत नाही डिस्क्रीट मेट्रिक स्पेस मध्ये. त्यामुळे रिअल लाईनवर तुम्ही डिस्क्रीट मेट्रिक घेतलेला आणि तुम्ही विचारले हेच प्रश्न. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, इथं आता तुमचा कोणता कॉम्पॅक्ट झाला होता, क्लोज इंटरवल 0-1, हा A इज इक्वल टू क्लोज इंटरवल 0-1, हा पहिला आहे. हा कॉम्पॅक्ट झाला होता आर मध्ये. पण हाच जर तुम्ही विचारलं डिस्क्रीट मेट्रिक स्पेस मध्ये तर हा कॉम्पॅक्ट होणार नाही, लक्षात ठेवा, कारण तो इन्फानाईट आहे. फायनाईट सेट असेल तरच कॉम्पॅक्ट होणार. इन्फानाईट कसा 0 to 1 मध्ये इन्फानाईट मेनी एलिमेंट असं मला म्हणायचं. इन्फानाईट म्हणजे infinitely many elements are there in A. So in discrete metric space, some subset is compact if and only that set contains only finitely many elements. If set contains infinitely many elements, it is not compact. Discrete metric space मध्ये. आणि R2 मध्ये तर R सारखंच होतं, क्लोज आणि बाउंडेड. मला एवढ्या गोष्टी जरी सांगता आल्या की आर रिअल युज्युअल मेट्रिक मध्ये काय आणि डिस्क्रीट मेट्रिक आर घेतला तर काय आणि R2 मध्ये काय, याच्यामध्ये सुरुवातच इथून करायची की यातले ओपन बॉल्स कसे, याच्यातले ओपन सेट्स कसे, यातले क्लोज सेट्स कसे, यातले कनेक्टेड सेट्स कसे, यातले बाउंडेड सेट्स कसे, यातले क्लोज अँड बाउंडेड म्हणजे कॉम्पॅक्ट सेट कसे, असे प्रश्न विचारायचे स्वतःला. वेगवेगळे एक्झाम्पल घ्यायचे आणि ट्राय करायचं की हे काय होते, याच्यामध्ये कोणती गोष्ट होत नाही. आता कॉम्पॅक्टची ऍक्च्युअल डेफिनेशन वेगळी आहे. कॉम्पॅक्ट मेट्रिक स्पेससाठी ती डेफिनेशन काय, एव्हरी ओपन कव्हर हॅज अ फायनाईट सबकोड, पण ती ऍबस्ट्रॅक्ट डेफिनेशन आहे. त्या डेफिनेशनला जर सगळे प्रॉब्लेम करायचं झालं तर ते शक्य नाही. इट इज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट. ओके, एव्हरी ओपन कव्हर फायनाईट सबकोड, बट दीज आर द characterization of that. For R, that characterization is nothing but close and bounded. And for discrete metric space, it is one line. There is compact if and only it is a finite set. फायनाईट सेट पाहिजे. फायनाईट म्हणजे 0 to 1 क्लोज इंटरव्हल घेतला तर हा फायनाईट नाही बरं का, हा फायनाईट इंटरव्हल आहे. हा सेट बाउंडेड पण आहे. कशा मध्ये बाउंडेड तर तुमच्या ऍक्च्युअली डिस्क्रीट मेट्रिक स्पेस मध्ये सगळे सेट बाउंडेड होतात. नंतर आपल्या तुमच्या नेहमीच्या युज्युअल मेट्रिक मध्ये कोणतं बाउंडेड होतं, बरोबर. पण तो फायनाईट असेल तर इकडं फायनाईट आणि क्लोज कॉम्पॅक्ट हे डिस्क्रीट मेट्रिक स्पेस मध्ये ट्रू नाही बरं का. हे फक्त कुठे ट्रू आहे, रिअल लाईन विथ युज्युअल मेट्रिक आणि R2 म्हणजे युक्लिडियन मेट्रिक त्याच्यामध्ये ट्रू आहे. डिस्क्रीट मेट्रिक्स मध्ये फायनाईट आणि क्लोज हा कॉम्पॅक्ट होत नाही. फॉर एक्झाम्पल मी ते सांगत होतो आता तुम्हाला इथं की हे जे एक्झाम्पल आहे क्लोज इंटरव्हल 0-1, हा क्लोज अँड बाउंडेड आहे. त्यामुळे युज्युअल मेट्रिक मध्ये तो कॉम्पॅक्ट आहे, पण डिस्क्रीट मेट्रिक स्पेस मध्ये मात्र तो कॉम्पॅक्ट आहे. फायनाईटच पाहिजे. म्हणजे मग तुम्ही 1-2 हा घेतला तरच फक्त तो कॉम्पॅक्ट होईल. 1-2 एलिमेंट सेट किंवा 1 लाख एलिमेंट घ्या, 1, 2, 3 अप टू 1 लाख, डझंट मॅटर, दॅट इज कॉम्पॅक्ट. ओके, पण इन्फायनाईट घेतला की तो कॉम्पॅक्ट होत नाही. So that is what I want to tell. If you have any difficulty, someone want to ask something, let me ask because it's already time over. So can someone ask me something? If you want to ask, then I will share. Otherwise, I have over the things what I have to say about the connectedness and compactness. Do someone have any problem? Let me know. If no, then I will. So there are many opportunity. As I said, okay, in our college we are learning MSc Mathematics course, and in that course every year we have one certificate course that is computer language we are teaching. Okay, we are teaching the various mathematical software, Sage, LaTeX, GeoGebra, Octave for numerical analysis, Mathematica, MATLAB, all we are doing in certificate courses. So if someone is interested to take admission in MSc Mathematics, and we have teachers from industry, so we are from Cognizant, some teachers are from Infosys, regular teachers, they are working there, they are PhD in mathematics but working in software company, and they are giving lectures in our college too, okay, for MSc students. and that is why there are many ways. Either you go in this teaching, you go in research, or you may go in industry. So are these options? Industry means banking and LIC, insurance companies, and are all are open for mathematics. So because mathematics develop logic, and logic is important. Once logic is developed, little bit things required to get recruit in IT companies also. Okay, so one of our students just know the one software Octave, and he recruit in the company. Okay, one of our student just know C programming and recruit in the company. So there are many opportunities. Okay, so just you have to do sincerely, seriously. Okay, and you should like the mathematics. Okay, do it sincerely. That's it. Okay, then definitely you will get job. Okay, that's not a problem. And as I said, teaching, research, and the industry. Industry means all banking and all everything comes here. Okay, IT industry also, and their packages are more than computer engineers. That is also one of the important thing, because the logic which mathematics person have, that is not already that is not there in computer engineer also. Okay, so learn mathematics courses deeply, solve the problems. Okay, and then that will be the opportunity. Okay, so that's fine. So is anyone want to ask something? Please, if yes, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll stop. It only 45 minutes we have put up, but anyway. So do anyone want to say something? Yes.
कोणाला काही विचारायचं का
So
प्रश्न किंवा काय?
career opportunities, as I said, so you can make career in all. Okay, there are many fellowships, many research grants given by DST, UGC. Okay, you can enjoy it from your home also. You have to do research at your home. No need to go anywhere, and you will get the fellowship. So there are many. Okay. So that's it. More sir, I'm not audible. More sir, you please again some problem
Yes,
is there. Let us see what is the
Sir, is there any career opportunity for
problem is there
in
in
abroad for math people?
speaker. So let us resolve it. Yeah. More sir, now speak.
Any career opportunity for math people
Yeah, there are
in abroad?
many. One of our student is faculty in Texas State University, America, and recently he got the best teacher award from Texas University. Okay, one of our student is working in Maryland University. One of our student have done his PhD from Manchester University, and many more. Two students are working in IIT Kanpur. Though I have taught to them. Okay, so there are really very good opportunity in doing PhD in abroad, and those have that. It's not like that you have to do engineering and then go. There are good scholarships for research abroad. Just you have to try. Okay, there are many universities that are giving the funding. Okay, and if you do PhD there is a possibility of getting job there only. Okay, and Indian students are very sincere, and that's why they develop career in abroad also. So I have given examples of my students themselves. Okay, so it's not, and there many are from village background also. Okay, so it's not like that.
Thank you, sir. Sir told about village background. आणि तुम्हाला इथं सांगायला मला पण आनंद वाटतो की सर सुद्धा अगदी खेड्यातून आलेले आहे आणि खेड्यातून येऊन ते MSc ला तर फर्स्ट आलेच आणि त्याच्यानंतर हे MES आबासाहेब गरवारे कॉलेज पुण्याचं जे अगदी मोठं रिप्युटेड नामवंत कॉलेज आहे त्याच्यात सर हेड म्हणून आहेत आणि तिथं न थांबता तिथून पुढे यंग सायंटिस्ट अवॉर्ड सुद्धा सरांना मिळालेले आहे. तर एवढी मोठी झेप एक ग्रामीण भागातून येऊन सुद्धा सरांनी घेतलेली आणि सरांनी उदाहरण पण दिले की त्यांचे विद्यार्थी किंवा त्यांच्या बरोबरचे काही क्लासमेट सुद्धा IT कंपन्यांमध्ये ज्यांना केवळ फक्त काहीतरी थोडंसं मॅथ आणि परत एखादं सॉफ्टवेअर म्हणा ते जिओजेब्राचं असेल किंवा C लँग्वेजचं असेल किंवा असे काही असून सुद्धा त्यांनी IT कंपन्यांमध्ये चांगले पॅकेजेस मिळाले, तर तुम्हाला सुद्धा याच्यातून प्रेरणा मिळेल असं मी आशावाद व्यक्त करतो. कोणाला काही प्रश्न नाहीत ना? थांबायचं का? मला वाटतं हे सरांचं लेक्चर किंवा तुम्हाला टर्निंग पॉइंट पण ठरू शकेल. पुढे भविष्यात भरपूर प्रेरणा देईल की तुम्ही या सरांचं लेक्चर अटेंड केलं तर. Should we stop now? Thank you once again, sir, for giving your valuable time. And once again, I would like to thanks to principal
Yeah,
of
no, sir, wait.
NVS
I
Abasai
got
Barware College.
disconnected in between. Okay, so I have rejoined again. I just want to say is that when students are taking admission for PG or PhD, please remember, don't do it for degree. Okay, don't do it for degree. Okay, do it for your satisfaction. You want to do. Okay, that's do it. And what are the faculties? Just don't go on the name of the college. Actually, who is actually teaching there? Please see. Okay, and that is very important. Just look look on their profiles of your teachers, what they are doing, where their research is published. Okay, in which journals? What are the reputed journals? Now you have internet, you have Google, you can do anything. So students should be very aware about all those things. Okay, so they should know actually what is the good research, what are the good universities, what are the good colleges, what are the good teachers. Okay, don't do for degrees and all those things. Do it for your satisfaction. Then you will be happy and you will get the benefit of it. So that is what I want to say. That's fine. So More sir, you can continue now. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for giving valuable guidance to our student, and thank you for spending your valuable time with us. And I hope your lecture may be turning point for our student. They may get inspiration and they will do the career in maths, in various field like in IT field also, or in teaching field also. So
Okay, so thank
should
you.
we
Thank
stop
you all
now?
the students. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.